Hong Kong's updated tax rules now allow deductions for restoring rented spaces and lifting deadlines on tax allowances for commercial buildings. To expound on this, we have Timothy Law from Timothy Law LLP and Carol Lam from BDO. Timothy, starting from you, what exactly does the amendment resolve for Hong Kong businesses?
There are actually two different amendments. The first amendment relates to reinstatement costs. It is basically providing tax relief for tenants who have an obligation under the lease to restore the premises to the original condition. The second amendment relates to depreciation allowances for commercial and industrial buildings. It basically addresses two different but related issues. The first is basically an issue of fairness because it allows for the capturing of depreciation allowances which might otherwise not have been captured. And then the second thing it does is to encourage transactions in older buildings because buyers of older buildings can now benefit from depreciation allowance, which otherwise they might not have had benefit of.
I believe for the older properties, now the asymmetrical tax treatment for the new buyer has been solved, and that with effect from the year 2024 and 5, they can claim the depreciation allowances in respect of the old properties that they purchased.
Just a follow-up on that, which types of businesses are likely to benefit the most from it?
I believe SME in the retail and catering business will be more likely benefits from the amendment, in particular those with many retail shops and outlets. They may need to change the location of the retail shops or restaurant more often, depending on the market conditions. The reinstatement cost could be a big burden. With the amendments, they allow to claim a tax deduction on the reinstatement costs incurred and could somehow relieve part of their burden.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I think that the tax relief is on reinstatement costs. So obviously, the more obligations that you have for reinstatement, the more you're going to benefit from tax relief. So to the extent that you're an operator of a business that has a large number of retail outlets, you have leases on all these retail outlets, and you have reinstatement obligations because you're moving fairly frequently. You're going to benefit a lot more from that. So I entirely agree that for operators of retail shops, perhaps maybe the more medium-sized enterprises, you'll definitely get the most benefit of the tax relief under this amendment.
And so in order to maximize benefits from the reinstatement cost deductions, what processes should be prioritized?
I'm not sure if that's questions intended for me, but basically, I think that if you're subject to reinstatement obligations, those are specified under the lease. And so you would be under an obligation in any event to do the reinstatement. So there's not like something you can do in order to capture or not capture. I mean, the obligation, if it's in your lease, if it is a binding obligation, then that's a reinstatement obligation for the purpose of the amendment, and you'd be able to capture the reinstatement costs. So there's not so much, I would say, process involved, but you do need to make sure that you have an actual legally binding reinstatement obligation and that the costs that you incur are reasonable.
Yeah, I certainly agree because there are certain conditions in order to get the benefits, and documentation is one of the most important areas. Among others, the leasee will need to really demonstrate that they incur the expenses to reinstate the properties. For example, they may need to keep documentation such as invoices, bank statements, and also they may have the contractors to provide them with the quotation with a breakdown.
Thank you so much for your time today, Timothy and Carol. Looking forward to having you both back on the program.
Thank you very much, Sas.
Thank you.
Once again, those were Timothy Law, Managing Partner at Timothy Law LLP, and Carol Lam, Director and Head of Tax at BDO. For more news, visit hongkongbusiness.hk.